Let me ask you this. Do you really think you make all your decisions independently? Well, think again. Every ad you see, every limited time offer, everyone's doing it vibe, you're being influenced. And not because you're weak, but because persuasion is wired into how humans think. Every day, you're being influenced without actually realizing it. From the ads you see, the choices you make, the opinions you form. So, persuasion isn't always bad. And it's not the fact that persuasion even exists. It's when you don't see it happening. That's what makes you vulnerable. This is Sunday Superhero Sync Up. Today, we're going to discuss 10 persuasion tricks that secretly shape your choices. So, let's pull back the curtain so you can think smarter, move sharper, and stay in control. The first thing that we're going to discuss is social proof. And it's that old saying, everyone else is doing it, right? On the surface, it looks like it might be accurate because if a lot of people believe something, then it must be true. But just because it's popular doesn't actually mean that it's true. We copy others to avoid thinking for ourselves. But smart thinkers verify before they follow. So try taking a pause before following the crowd and ask, is this really for me? The next thing is authority bias. So we often think they must be right. Why would we question anyone in authority? And the surface truth is, experts and leaders know best. But having a title doesn't mean someone is right. Titles and fame don't guarantee that you're going to get the truth. The brutal truth here is that we often obey authority, even when it's wrong. But high quality thinkers challenge authority with logic and not blind trust. So question the source, not just the shine. Ask yourself, does this make sense? Or am I just trusting the source? Number 3 is the scarcity effect. Now, tell me if you've heard this before. Almost gone. Limited time only. While supplies last. So this information is put out there to cause a reaction and to get someone to act, to do something, to buy something. Now, surface truth, right? Rare things are valuable. That's accurate. But when it comes to scarcity, there is a sense of creating artificial urgency. Now, you can ask yourself, right, truthfully, you probably don't need this, whatever it is, but you just don't want to miss out. But smart people make decisions based on need, not on pressure. So ask yourself before buying, would I want this if it wasn't limited? Number 4, reciprocity. So some people think, well, they did something for me, so I owe them. That's kind of common. And surface truth, being generous is good. It's a good thing. But why can't you have this thought process of people might just be paying it forward and then you can pay it forward as well? But the raw truth here is sometimes people use generosity to manipulate decisions. Free samples doesn't mean you owe loyalty, and unasked favors equals zero obligation. Be aware when gifts are actually tactics. So, how do you resist this? If you didn't ask for it, you don't owe anything in return. Number 5 is the illusion of free choice. Most people think, I decide, but I'm here to tell you, not really. On the surface, yes, I make my own choices, okay? But the raw truth here is that your choices, my choices, everybody's choices are often pre-selected for them. Options are often curated for you. So think about restaurant menus or what's in the grocery store, or what's available online. Those choices are pre-selected based upon what that business is offering or is willing to offer. That doesn't mean that that's all of the choices that are there. This is an illusion of freedom, and it's the easiest way to control somebody. So if you think about it, if you want to control what you eat, you only buy certain things and you only have certain things in your kitchen that you can eat. The intelligent human, though, understands that control starts when you don't notice that it's actually happening. So, how do you resist this? You can ask yourself, what choices am I not seeing? And where else can I go for more variety or more choices? Number 6 is anchoring bias. Easy way to explain it, well, one of the easiest ways to explain it is, let's say the first number sticks, where you might go online or you might go to a store and you're looking for a specific item and you see a price on that item and you base all of your future decisions on that one price that you saw. So you don't know if the price was accurate. You don't know if it was a good price, a bad price. You don't know if it was high or low, but you're making decisions based upon that first number, that first price that you see. So, surface truth, people think that they make logical financial decisions. But the raw truth is that the brain gets stuck on the first number that you see. That first price shapes your judgment. But the brutal truth here is that prices, discounts, and comparisons are all rigged to manipulate perception. Businesses know how the brain works. Businesses know about anchoring bias. So the intelligent human connection here is that the smartest negotiators never accept the first number that they were given. So how do you resist this? Always question the starting point before deciding. Number 7 is the framing effect. Have you ever heard, like, it's all about how it's phrased or it's all about how they said it? So, surface truth, right? Facts speak for themselves. But presentation shapes perception. How information is framed changes how you react. You don't see reality. None of us do. We see stories crafted by others. So, to be a more intelligent human, be mindful of how information is presented. So, neutralize the emotional pull and focus on resisting it by flipping the framing and asking, what if this were worded differently? Number 8, emotional triggers. Many of us sometimes from day to day feel like we're on an emotional roller coaster from fear to hope to guilt to happiness. But the surface truth is emotions help us make better decisions. The raw truth here is that emotions override rational thinking, though. Fear sells, but so does hope, and so does guilt. The intelligent human, right, those strong thinkers recognize emotional manipulation in marketing and media. So, how do you resist this? When you're feeling intense emotions, just pause. Before reacting, ask yourself, am I thinking or just reacting? Am I thinking or just feeling? Distinguish between the two so that you can be more rational and more logical. Number 9 is repetition bias. The one easy way to explain this is the more I hear it, the more I believe it. On the surface, a lot of people believe if I hear something enough times, it must be true. However, repetition does not equal truth. It just makes you more familiar with what's being said, but that does not make it truth. Critical thinkers fact check even when something feels true. So, how to resist this? First, don't confuse the two. Just because something is familiar to others and to you does not make it true. Pause before believing or repeating certain claims. Ask yourself, where is the actual evidence for what is actually being said? Number 10 is the sunk cost fallacy. So, before I explain this any further, I want to let you know that effort does not equal worth. So, someone thinking or saying, I've come too far to quit, or I've already invested too much to quit, or I'm already in it, I've already made the decision. On the surface, most people think if you've put effort in, you should keep going. But the raw truth here is that holding on to a bad investment does not make it any better. Most people waste years chasing things they should have walked away from. Smart people cut losses instead of doubling down on bad decisions. So, how do you resist this? If you wouldn't start that investment or make that decision today, why cling to it? If you were starting fresh, would you choose the same decision investment situation? Persuasion is everywhere, but now you see it. And when you see it, you can choose better. Self awareness beats blind influence every time. Want more hidden cheat codes for navigating the world? The Intelligent Human dives even deeper. Grab your copy or start the free course. You can look at the link and the QR code on this page for the book, and the free course link is in the description because your mind deserves a real upgrade.